How's it going, my dream people? DrSlaking, the Slacking Doctor, back with week 2 of the EWT, and this week your Bone and Bovines are going up against Sparrows and his new Eeveelutions, and I'm just checking over there to make sure we're all up and running okay. This is the team that we have. So, we should be able to register this in. We have Spadef, Boots, Mandibuzz, Scarf, Rotom. I don't know why I'm going from the bottom up, but I am. We have Okaberry, Copperaja. We have Assault Vest, Toxtricity, Tangaberry, Claydol, and Shedshell, Terrakion. So, I really would have liked to have changed this prep, to be perfectly honest with you. I built this team while I was at work. And, yeah, I really wish I really wish that I had had time to mock it and change it and stuff, but with UBL semi-finals, there was just no time at all. So I'm just going to ask my opponent what number is he on. And then once I know his match ID, I can have a search for him. He's on 909. Oh. I don't know what I do with that. Usually I do like 151, 171. I've never seen a 909. I don't know what to do with that. I'm guessing 908. Usually he's just asking what it is. One person does 151. One does 152. Think it finds it faster. I might be wrong, like I have no clue, but that's just like the done thing. This is what everyone does all the time. So if you back out and do 152, it should work. It should work. Alright, I'm gonna press this anyway. So alright, we're searching on the 151. Yes. So let's go back to this team that I was talking about. So we've got Shedshell, Terrakion. We've got Toxic and Quick Attack on that boy, plus Double Stab. He has a Gothitelle, so we don't want to be trapped by the Gothitelle. Then we've got the Tangaberry, Claydol. The idea is this can kind of wall any kind of Excadrill variant. I say wall very loosely because like Banded, Mold Breaker, Earthquake, it's going to sting. Banded, or even, sorry, plus 2 Iron Head from like a Swords Dance Life Orb variant, Sand Rush, is going to sting. But he shouldn't have coverage or the ability to be able to hit a Levitate Claydol, and a Mandibuzz, and a Rotom. So because he kind of needs, and to outspeed a Terrakion, because he kind of needs Sand Rush to be able to hit to outspeed Terrakion, which is nice for him. He has a Tyranitar as a Sandsetter as well, which I love. Tyranitar, I think it's an incredible Pokemon, but I don't think it's a good Sandsetter. He's saying he's got a feeling there's a bit of a delay. I don't really know what that means, to be honest. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm gonna drop him a good luck, have fun, and we're just gonna focus. Yeah. So basically, like for his Excadrill, it's one of his major threats. He needs to really choose between like his speed for Terrakion. I'm probably not centered in my camera. I haven't even been thinking. There we go. We're probably about right. I look rough because it's a Monday, and Mondays are the worst days at work. So I always look bummy on a Monday. I mean, I look bummy on every day. So what you know? What's the difference? Tyranitar, Drill. Okay. So it could be Sandrush then. Roserade. Hitmontop. Okay. Hitmontop I didn't remember he had. Like I built this team at work on call to customers, like just fucking around. Golisopod and Noivern. So I did bring Defog this week, which I don't do a lot because he has a few good spike status and stuff. So if I were to guess, I'd guess like Boots Noivern, Boots Golisopod, Intimidate probably, maybe Assault Vest, Hitmontop, but he's got no real switch into Toxtricity, which is amazing, and he's got no switching at all to I'm gonna lead off with this because it doesn't lose me too much, I think. I'm gonna lead off with my Mandibuzz. I wall pretty much everything on his team. Mandibuzz has an incredible matchup here. So I'm gonna lead off with the Mandibuzz. Maybe get a knockoff on something early or a toxic on something early. And that could be really, really useful. So I over-prepped a little bit for the Gothitelle. I have Whirlwind on Mandibuzz. I have Teleport on Claydol. I have Shed Shell on Terrakion, Volt Switch on Toxtricity, Whirlwind on Copperaja, and then Volt Switch on Rotom. So everything on my team either has Momentum, or a Shed Shell, or Phase. So I was never going to lose to like Cosmic Power, Gothitelle. That was just not happening today. So, okay. This Mandibuzz set is specifically to... Oh, I've got Greedent on the back of my hoodie. I told Katie to get an outfit as close to the one I'm actually wearing, because there's a definite lag on this internet. We'll have to see how this goes, but this is lagging like hell on this server. Hopefully it doesn't stay like this. So yeah, basically every time I do a Wi-Fi battle, I try to match my outfit. I'm just going to go for Toxic. I always try and match my outfit as close as I can with my in-game self. It's just something I enjoy doing. I think it's fun. Yeah, it's... I let Katie do it this week because she had the Switch. She was playing Animal Crossing, and I was like, can you just hook me up with something that looks like what I'm wearing? She's put on the grey hoodie. I have a blue t-shirt underneath. It's mostly accurate, but it's got Greedent on the back of the hoodie. I would have used the plain grey hoodie. I do not like Greedent. Shout out to Dean, who likes Greedent and doesn't like the fact I don't like Greedent. I'm looking at his team, and I'm thinking he has no electric immunity barring the drill. So if somehow I manage to beat the drill early on, if he uses that to wall break, Scarf Thunderbolt from Rotom can clean up this game. Do I think he has a good Scarfer on his team? I really don't, actually. Noivern or Roserade would be the likely Scarfers, and I'm not sure I like either of those as Scarfers in this matchup. So if I had to guess at his Scarfer, it would probably be Roserade, maybe Noivern, but I think actually that probably points towards a Sandrush Drill or a Scarf Mold Breaker Drill, and I'm not sure Scarf Mold Breaker is the way forward. So when I say this set is designed to take on Tyranitar, we don't love Stone Edges, but we outspeed and we can roost up. So, no misclicks here. We just roost up. This thing literally walls his whole team. Like, all I have to do is like not get this thing toxic, and I don't know how he breaks this because it's Spit Def, which means it can probably take on a Roserade. I probably need to worry about Sludge Bomb poisons. That wouldn't be ideal. If I can use the Copperaja for that, even better. Originally I did have goggles on my Copperaja so that I could come in on sleep powders and stuff from Roserade. Took those off in favour of the Occa Berry so I could live a hit from Noivern better. I regret that now because Mandibuzz, looking at it, it was probably a better Noivern check anyway. This is the kind of thing which I think just if I'd had more time for testing, I would have done better. Yeah, this is definitely lagging like hell. I wonder if he's messaged me about this. No. But yeah, one of those things. If he's superpowers here, hell of a play. No, just Stone Edges. So we're going to take not too much from that. I am just going to roost back up to full. Superpower won't KO me. It's not stab. If it's Stone Edge, when it was stab and super effective didn't kill me, superpower definitely won't. And this way we just basically get back to full. If he wants to switch out, his Tyranitar is now poisoned and taking a lot of chip. I don't feel like I need the momentum off a U-turn here, which would be my more aggressive play. I'd rather just have my Mandibuzz at full health, because like I say, Mandibuzz can just win this game if I play it carefully, pretty much single-handedly. Mandibuzz is an insane Pokemon. I say Mandibuzz can beat the Noivern. It's not Spadef, so it's actually Fizdef. I thought it was Spadef. That was last week, I guess. So, yeah, I guess maybe not. Out comes the Roserade. Now, I do have the Overcoat, making me immune to powder moves. I'm just going to go for a knockoff here. This thing shouldn't be able to hit KO me, I don't think. And even if it can, we've already seen I can roost up on Tyranitar later in the game. And I can probably roost up on a bunch of things. So, I'm going to go for the knockoff here. Get rid of potentially a Black Sludge. Get rid of potentially a Choice Scarf. Get rid of potentially a Choice Specs. I have Overcoat, so he can't powder me. So this isn't a turn where he can realistically go for like a Sleep Powder or anything. So I really feel like this is just a fairly safe knockoff. And if I do get my Mandibuzz weakened here, then I have opportunities to roost it up on his team. Man, this is definitely lagging like hell. I can only apologise. Well, I say that. It might be that he's taking his time to think about his turns. We'll have to have a look at his timer compared to mine. I don't know too much about my opponent. We've had a bit of a chat before the game because you kind of have to nowadays on LAN. You'll be sat there for a while trying to connect, so you get to speak to your opponents a little bit more. Seems like a super nice guy, but I don't know too much about him, how much he's got to play, LAN or anything like that, no idea. So possibly making the double there, predicting a switch. If I can get rid of the boots on this thing, I do have Stealth Rocks on my team, so that would be incredible for late game. Oh, he's actually Life Orb. So he is going to be offensive Noivern. I want to just run a calc versus my Mandibuzz. I don't think he's going to have Toxic. I don't think on a Life Orb set you're running Toxic. We can actually roost off any hit he wants to go for here pretty nicely. So I'm going to roost because if he goes for the Draco, I don't want to like go into anything on the Draco. If he goes for the Flamethrower predicting the Copperaja, I don't want to do that either. And if he wants to go for the switch into like Excadrill predicting the Copperaja or U-turn predicting the Copperaja, then I don't want to... Okay, Air Slash, that's going to bounce off. Yeah, that's going to bounce off. He gets a crit, but it still doesn't do too much. It flinches. Obviously, that really sucks. And the Sandstorm dies, which is bad for chip for us. But we can still live a Draco from 130. We still tank a Draco. I'm pretty sure even if he's modest, which I don't think he can be in this matchup because I have a Whimsicott, and I don't think you can afford to be modest. No, you can't. So... yeah, even if he was modest, I think we'd take a Draco. If he flinches me again here, he would be in Draco range. I would probably need to switch into Copperaja at that point. And at that point, I would then need to... hopefully, we'd get the Spadef drops on special attack drops on the Draco, and I'd be able to apply some offensive pressure with Copperaja / get up Rocks. The fact he's not brought boots on this thing makes me think Rocks could be the play. How annoying is this thing? With his own Sand Chip... Rocks plus his own Sand Chip could wear his team down very, very quickly. Yeah, he is going to go for the Draco here, so he doesn't go for the extra flinch. Honestly, his play might have been to go for the extra flinch, but we should chew this up. Yeah, we do. And now we get off a Roost, which is super nice. So here I think his play is always to U-turn out. I know this seems really stally on my end, and you guys might be like, wow, you're just literally just sat with the Mandibuzz being obnoxious. But at the same time, like, what else should I do here? These are absolutely my plays. I'm going to roost back up to full because we're not super healthy. I know this is, like, semi-stally. At the end of the day, this is a game with different playstyles, right? Mine is usually very much offense. This is the only bulky thing I've really brought. But you play the game you have in front of you, don't you? I'm not going to get into, I guess, Pokemon politics here, but I'm a big believer that you just play what you have. You don't kind of... There's no morality beyond following the rules, right? I don't think stall is somehow disgusting or defensive play is somehow, you know, to be frowned upon. It's just a play style like any other. So, looking at his timer, where does it show his timer? He's down a lot on time, so that doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to try and run the clock down. That just means I know this game isn't lagging, which is good to know. I didn't know if maybe, because that server took so long at the beginning to really like show that Tyranitar, Sandstream and stuff popping up. I've been very conscious that maybe we are running out of time. I think in actuality he's probably sitting there thinking, how the flip do I break this Mandibuzz? I think you have to go Excadrill and click Sword Stance. I think that's his play. If he goes Excadrill, I'm going to go hard into my Claydol, and I'm going to just click Earthquake the next turn. If he goes for double Iron Head into Claydol, I will wish that I had a Sugar Berry, but I don't have a Sugar Berry. I could go Rotom. I could go hard Rotom and then bat out to Claydol if he goes into the Excadrill, I guess. So out comes the Tyranitar. I believe I went for Toxic this turn, so essentially a wasted turn for me, but it's fine. He's already poisoned, so he's going to take a little bit more. This is my dedicated Tyranitar wall, so I think if I knock off here, because I'm out of range of a Stone Edge crit, and then I Roost next turn, I'm just gonna, yeah, because what I don't want him to do is to double into the Drill, right? I don't want him to double into Drill, predicting my Roost and just getting Drill in for free. If he wants to double out into Drill, which I think is his play, then I want to catch it on a knockoff. I want to get that thing knocked off. I don't even have U-turn. Earlier in the game, I was talking about U-turning out. I don't have U-turn. I have Whirlwind. I forgot about that. I think I just decided that phasing the Gothitelle, which I otherwise walled, if it was like a setup set, was better than pivoting it out on it, because I didn't want to just go for like Cosmic Powers or some stuff. So we get rid of his AV, which is super nice. I didn't realize we hadn't actually knocked him off yet. Maybe we wouldn't have been out of range of a crit, to be fair. I'm going to Roost here. If he superpowers, we'll live it, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but like Mandibuzz has already knocked off the Noivern, got rid of its Life Orb. It's already knocked off this thing, got rid of its Salt Vest and poisoned this thing, so we've already done quite a lot here. I don't think we ever got the knockoff on... No, he doubled on the Rose Raid, so we never got the knockoff on that. I feel bad for him. If you're watching Sparrows, I know this isn't a super exciting game for you, and I apologize. It's one of those things. These are my plays, so I'm going to make them. But yeah, I've led with my Mandibuzz, and I haven't switched to a game yet, which probably seems super frustrating. It's just what I've got to do right now. If he goes Hitmon top, that might be my cue to switch, because I don't really want to get Toxic. But it's not like I have the best switches into that thing. I'm just looking through my build now. I could maybe go Toxtricity and start applying some offensive pressure, because with this thing being worn down, the Tyranitar, it's not like he can switch in on Boom Burst. So he goes for fishes for the defense drop here. Good play. If he doesn't have the superpower, that was his play. He should do it again, because if he can get the defense drop, he can potentially knock me out with a Stone Edge, especially if he gets a crit. I'm going to Roost again now. If he wants to go into Excadrill at this point, that's fine. Sand's dying down, and so then my Terrakion will outspeed him. And realistically, like, looking at my Terrakion in this matchup, it really goes crazy. It really goes crazy, especially now with the Noivern losing its Life Orb and knowing that it's Air Slash Noivern. It's going to struggle, especially if Sand is up, to revenge kill my Terrakion without just dropping its special attacks with Dracos, which lets in my Copperajah. So out comes this thing as I go for the Roost. Do I think this thing's toxic? I think this is the turn where I make the play that I wasn't making, and I basically go into Copperajah scouting for the toxic. I feel like he has to go for a Sludge Bomb or something. So the other option would be Thundercat, but I don't want to get... He won't Powder on this thing, but I don't necessarily outspeed. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Darjeeling. It's immune to Sand, so I don't take Sand Chip. It's immune to Toxic, so he can't Toxic me. He shouldn't really Sleep Powder on a Mandibuzz, but if he forgets about Overcoat or something and does Sleep Powder, I'd rather this thing. Okay, it's just a Sludge Bomb, so he's trying to fish for the poison. Again, probably a decent play. Sand subsides anyway. Alright, so here, this thing shouldn't be able to touch me beyond putting me to sleep. In which case, if something has to get slept, it has to be this, and I don't want Mandibuzz getting poisoned. So, do I value rocks more, or do I just value going for damage more here? What does he switch on an Iron Head? No, I'm going to go for rocks, because if he's not Boots on Noivern, wearing down that Noivern is incredible for my Terrakion. And we know that he isn't those Boots because we knocked off that Life Orb. If he isn't Boots on Noivern, then he might not be Boots on Golisopod, as he does just switch out. So I could have gone for like an Iron Head there. But is this thing Intimidate? It would have taken a decent amount, but not a ton. So I'm just going to get my rocks upon the switch in here. Now how do I want to pivot around this? I really do not want... I really don't want this thing getting knocked off, my Rotom getting knocked off. I don't really want that taking a chip. I'm going to go into Thundercat. I don't want... It would soak up a close combat is what I'm thinking. If he Earthquakes, I didn't really think about that, but Earthquake against my team when I have Claydol, which switches in on this so easily, when I have Rotom, which switches in on this so easily, I just don't think Earthquake's the play. It also won't do that much to Copperajah, so I don't think that's his line here. So I'm going to get Thundercat in, and we're going to be able to, yeah, we're going to soak up a close combat. Not terribly well. I wonder if that tells me anything about his investment. Hitmon top, level 50, that's level 60, not quite, level 50, into my Toxtricity. Close combat should be doing about 42, that looks like he did about 42, no, if I'm at 102, he did less than that, right, 102, he did like 36%, which means that he is, maybe uninvested in max roll, maybe a little bit of investment. I'm going to fire off the Overdrive. I think it's fine. I'm going to fire off the Boom Burst. Why not? It's stronger, and it's pretty unresisted against his team. So if he Earthquakes here, then so be it. As he does switch, probably into Tyranitar. Actually not into the. Oh, this thing's getting nuked. This thing's getting nuked. Yeah. Goodbye. That thing's getting nuked out. Didn't see it take Rock's chip, so I think it was Boots. But that boy got smashed. That boy got smashed. Even with the Assault Vest here, that boy got decimated. So now it should be, finally we should see this Excadrill, and we'll get to see if it's Mold Breaker or not. And that will be very, very good to know. Bifong? Bifong? Do we see the Mold Breaker? No Mold Breaker. So, if he's not running coverage, if he's not running the X-Scissor, the best move he has to hit my Claydol with is Iron Head. I think here, I mean, he probably won't Earthquake, because I feel like maybe he's a little bit in the back, and his play is to Iron Head. But I think maybe we take 2. We'll get to find out a little bit about his set. Claydol is super disposable anyway, to be perfectly honest with you. It's a Claydol. I mean, it's a Claydol. I don't really know what it does. I brought it this week. I wish I'd put Citrus Berry on it. That's what I originally wanted to do. And then last minute when I was genning the team, I was like, I mean breeding, I was like, I'll put Tanga Berry in case he's like 4 attacks, Life Orb, X-Scissor. Because that's probably what I would run in this matchup. I'd probably have Rock Slide X-Scissor, but then I was like, I don't know if you would do that realistically. That's what I thought I would do at the moment when I was genning the team. But now I'm like, I don't know, maybe just click Banded Iron Head or something, and try and run through with Banded Iron Head. As he goes for the Shadow Claw, so he didn't even run the X's, he ran the Shadow Claw. That is going to hit both the Rotom as he reveals Life Orb and the Claydol. So he can Iron Head freely here, and it's going to do a lot with the Life Orb. So I'm just going to have to sack something. This thing really isn't that useful, so I'm just going to sack this. If he goes, he should just Iron Head and KO me, so that's fine, but then that gets in my Terrakion, and at that point, we're claiming a KO, so we know a little bit more about this drill. We know it's Sand Rush, so it can't outspeed my, and we know it's Life Orb, so it can't outspeed my Terrakion without Sander, and it can do bits to my Rotom, but the more chip it takes, my Scarf Rotom will eventually be able to beat it down. I do need to get rid of Sand though. Life Orb, Rock Slide is going to hurt Mandibuzz a lot. Let me just calc that. Life Orb to Mandibuzz. Life Orb, Rock Slide to Mandibuzz is going to do 40 to 49. I wonder if he was Adamant. I can just click CC here, like there's now I'm going to click Edge. Like I think he just sacks a Golisopod and I don't want it like first impressioning me or something, so I'm going to click Edge. I don't think he stays in. I don't know why you would stay in. Yeah, I don't think there was any reason for him to stay in. So Claydol, Shadow Claw, I don't think he's Adamant, I think he's Jolly. Yeah, I think he's Jolly. So, he actually goes out into this. Wow. I wish I'd CC'd. I was sure he would sack the Golisopod, but that's fine. We get big damage off on this. That's fine. This time, he can kind of Earthquake. What did he go for last time? He went for Close Combat last time. I don't think he knocks here, because if he gives me the Justified boost, like, something dies. So, I'm going to go into Rotom. I don't super need my Scarf anyway, because now we know that it's not... I didn't mean first impression earlier, I meant Aquajet with Golisopod as well. Now that we know that it's not Scarf Drill, it's Sandrush Drill, my Scarf is less necessary on Rotom anyway, so I'm going to go into Rotom. I'm going to be able to hit the Volt Switch. Hopefully he just goes for CC or Earthquake. I think they're his best plays. My Mandibuzz is still super healthy and still puts in so much work against his team. My Copperajah is still at full health. My Toxtricity can still come in and wall break super nicely. So I'm feeling okay right now. I don't feel too bad. As he switches, what does he double into? As he doubles out into this. Right, okay, so does Noivern die to a Hex from 50% from my Rotom? No. From a Shadow Ball, sorry, no. And neither does it die from a Thunderbolt. So, I'm just going to click the Volt Switch. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. There's no need for that, because if he goes into Drill, that's really bad. I'm just going to go into Mandibuzz. Because Mandibuzz covers all, right? If he Dracos, I'm fine. If he goes into Drill, I can get that thing's Life Orb knocked off if I want to. He will reveal I'm Scarf here if he switches before me. But chances are he just Draco'd here. As he goes for the Defog, okay. That's not bad. I didn't think this was going to be Life Orb Defog, but that's cool. That doesn't really hurt me too badly, because now, do I think he's Roost? I'm just going to Toxic, because, like, it's not as though the Drill instantly comes in and breaks me. Drill has to be SD to do much against me, and because I can knock off his Life Orb on the first Rock Slide, and then I take another Rock Slide afterwards and Roost back up again. That's my thinking. So, if he goes Drill here, I just knock. And providing he doesn't flinch, I should be fine. As he goes back out into Tyranitar, so we kind of do this dance again. Obviously my play's, you know, Toxic like I did. This thing comes back out. I do wall this thing. So I feel pretty okay right now. His play is the Stone Edge. I could try and force the matter and go into my Terrakion. How much do I like that play? No, I don't think there's any need right now. I'm just going to click Knockoff and then Roost. I'm just going to click Knockoff in case he goes into the Extra Drill hard. I don't want to let in Drill on a hard switch without like getting it knocked off, so this thing comes out again. I'm going to knock. I'm actually going to knock one more time and then Roost, because if he wants to Roost here, I don't care. If he wants to go hard into Drill or U-turn into Drill or some shit, like I want to catch it. If he Dracos, he'll die, but I can still Roost upon the Tyranitar later. Yeah, I think this is just my play. Okay, this isn't going to do too much anyway, and I can Roost up on the Roserade as well, potentially. I do risk the poison, but that's fine. So, we get rid of the Noivern, which is the fastest thing on the team. It's the only thing outside of Sand that outspeeds Terrakion. Drill maybe comes back in here. And like I say, I probably... Ooh. That's going to be tough if Drill comes in here. That's going to be very, very tough if Drill comes in here. I think my play is to knock. No, my play is to Roost, because I take a +2 Life Orb hit. We stall out another turn of Sand. My play is to Roost. He doesn't 2-hit KO me with Rock Slide without the SD. And then I can always knock the next turn and get rid of his Life Orb. Yeah, he goes for the Iron Head, so he doesn't even have the Rock Slide, so this won't 2-hit KO. And he takes Life Orb Recoil. Please don't flinch me. Alright, I mean, I can only complain so much at the end of the day. Like, I've been playing defensive, and this is what you get. So, he needs, like, a very max roll. No, he doesn't. He needs a low roll. That's 70. He needs a low roll to KO. That hurts. That hurts. He shouldn't Shadow Claw. That would be very loose. He should Iron Head. I'm going to go into DrSlaking on the Iron Head. Rotom's not at a point yet where it like can do enough. And I've got to stall out a couple of turns of Sand. So, as he goes for the Rock Slide, that covers that as well. As he misses, man, I wish I'd Roosted. The Sandstorm is alleviated here. So, he could Shadow Claw. Let's see, what have we seen? We've seen Iron Head, Rock Slide, Shadow Claw. So, he probably has the Earthquake. I'm just thinking, I think my play is to pivot back into, I don't want to throw away Rotom. Rotom's too valuable. I think this is my play to let this thing go. Hopefully he doesn't just Quake here. Hopefully he goes for the Shadow Claw prediction on the Rotom. This was loose by me. I shouldn't have made this play. I should have gone Rotom. I should have gone Rotom. I keep trying to check my time, like make sure that we're okay on time. Okay, as he worries about the Shuka Berry, which is sweet for me. It goes out into this thing, and this thing's gonna die. Yeah. I don't blame him for worrying about the Shuka Berry. Like, I think that's a reasonable thing to be concerned about. Now I need to know, did I speed creep a Golisopod? Because sometimes I do these things, and other times I can't be trusted. So, Golisopod... because that tanked that fairly well. I didn't. I didn't. So, again, don't ever trust me to do the things that I should do. I think this is just my play to let this thing go down. Everything else is more useful right now. So I'm just going to Power Whip here. I should have Iron-Headed, really. Because it probably... I don't know if it kills, actually. This thing's pretty tanky. As it goes for the knockoff, we'll see here that I was Ockerberry anyway. That's fine, we do land it. So, Copperajah gets his first KO of the season. And I believe our first KO of this game. We haven't been taking lives very well this season, but that's fine. So, if Drill comes back out here, it's free Terrakion. If Tyranitar comes out here, it's a Roost with Mandibuzz. If Roserade comes out here, I can stay in. And if... oh no, we've already killed the Noivern as well this game. So, I don't think he has too many things. I think we're in a good spot here. I think we're in a really good spot. I think it has to be the Hitmontop. So, Noivern's down. Golisopod is down. His CC resists are pretty much down by the Roserade. Okay, so this is actually free Mandibuzz if we let this thing go down. Oh, he's run out of time. Okay, I think we were okay. It makes sense because we were probably down to about 3 minutes and he'd been taking longer than us. So, man, that sucks. But I think we were gonna be okay. I need basically if I let my Copperajah go down there and then I bring in Mandibuzz and I Roost on the Tyranitar, which was always my play. Then essentially his Excadrill, because it's shown its essentially moveset, assuming it has Earthquake, it doesn't have Sword Stance. So without flinching me again, he can't actually break through my Mandibuzz after a Roost with his Excadrill. So I think we would have been fine there. I think Mandibuzz was going to pretty much solo the rest of his team. We got rid of really the threats. As long as I never got it poisoned, Mandibuzz just won, I think. So, GG to my opponent. That super sucked. I'm just theory modding. We don't get to see it play out. Yeah, I apologize for kind of the Mandibuzz semi-stall at the beginning, but, you know, plays are plays, aren't they? Regardless, GG to him. Your Bowling Bovines get the first win of the EWT season. Next week, we go up against Frosted and her Copenhagen Sourcebucks. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. It was a chess game. It was a chess game this week, but I think we played better, a lot better than last week. So moving forward, hopefully we can build on this. Thank you so much for floating around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.